said that girls with dreams become women with vision.
So I want all the girls watching here and now to know that a new day is on the horizon.
I am the hope and the dream of the slave.
The world of work has been designed by men. And now I think women have a great opportunity to change it.
God, use me. Use me, use this life. I don't know what the future holds for me, but I know that there is a vision for my life that is greater than my imagination can hold. Use me, use me. What would you have me to do?
I think it is right that socially I am afforded the same respect as men.
Many people wonder where my secret lies. I'm not cute or built to suit a fashion model size. When you see me walking, it ought to make you proud. I say it's in the reach of my arms, the span of my hips, the stride of my step, the curl of my lips. I'm a woman. Phenomenal woman.
The moment you can figure out what it is you're supposed to be doing, the sooner you are able to get about the business of doing that.
When I look down at this golden statue, may it remind me and every little child that no matter where you're from, your dreams are valid.
Up from a past rooted in pain, I rise.
I went on the courts with just a ball and a racket and a hope, and that's all I had. And it's inspiring for all you guys out there that want to do something and want to be the best that you can be and want to do the best that you can do. You just never give up, because you never know what can happen. You never know who you can inspire.
When that new day finally dawns, it will be because of a lot of magnificent women, many of whom are right here in this room tonight, and some pretty phenomenal men fighting hard to make sure that they become the leaders who take us to the time when nobody ever has to say, "Me too," again.
Diversity of faiths and colors and creeds, that is not a threat to who we are. It makes us who we are.
May we empower each other to carry out such vision, because it isn't enough to simply talk about equality. One must believe in it, and it isn't enough to simply believe in it. One must work at it. Let us work at it together, starting now.
Hi, everyone.
Welcome, everyone. My name is Ana Maria Faria, and I am the president of the Federation of Portuguese Canadian Business and Professionals. Before we begin, I wish to acknowledge that the land on which most of us are participating from is the traditional territory of the Wendat, the Anishinaabe, the Haudenosaunee, Métis, and the Mississaugas of the Credit First Nation. Recognizing where we stand is one of the intentional acts to acknowledge injustice and to commit ourselves individually and collectively as a community to the path of truth and reconciliation. Welcome, and let me begin by saying Happy International Women's Day. Feliz Dia da Mulher. The Federation of Canadian Business and Professionals is pleased to host our 15th annual International Women's Day event virtually again this year. It gives us the opportunity to host women and men from across Canada to inspire, empower, and celebrate women. Today, it is my honor to host you, along with our event co-chairs, Melissa DeSimas and Eddie Solomon, as we focus on the theme of Break the Bias. International Women's Day is a global day to celebrate the accomplishments of women and to shine a light on the work that still needs to be done to achieve gender equality. There are still many factors slowing down the progress of gender equality and women's empowerment. Substantial gender gaps continue to deprive women and children of opportunities. Better educational outcomes and economic growth still not translated into more better jobs for women. And the increased pressures on women's time, income, health, and social support systems have also increased the threat to women's livelihood. Let me share how the Federation is doing its part to strengthen gender equality and women's empowerment. Our mission is to promote business activity, foster professionalism, and develop networking opportunities. We encourage academic excellence, and as a representative voice, we advocate the prominence of our members, men and women, within and outside the Portuguese Canadian business and professional community. We promote women's entrepreneurship as a means for advocating women's economic empowerment. We encourage women's active participation in leadership and decision-making roles, both on the board and in the community. We inspire academic equality through our scholarship program. And we recognize the contributions and achievements of women in our Portuguese community through our Excellence Awards in our annual International Women's Day events. As we gather to mark Women's Day, let us also take a moment to celebrate the women on the front line, the healthcare workers, our sales assistants in grocery stores. Let us celebrate all the mothers who have taken care of their children during the lockdowns while also working from home. Let us remember those women who lost their jobs during this global pandemic and pray that they will continue to and that will soon join the workforce. Let us recognize the courage, the determination, and the commitment that these women have and celebrate their contributions in our community and society. Tonight, we have a wonderful evening planned for you. We will begin with a cooking demo with our honored guest speaker, cookbook author, and philanthropist, Maria de Fatima Esteves. We also have a number of door prizes. Afterwards, Maria has agreed to share her remarkable story with our moderator, Eduarda Lee Souza Lau. Our audience is invited to participate in a Q&A session via the chat button at the bottom of your screen. I invite you to also stick around for a virtual networking opportunity where we will toast to Women's Day. At this time, I want to thank RBC, our event sponsor for this evening, our corporate sponsors for their unwavering support and continued commitment, our diamond sponsor, Vienna Roofing and Sheet Metal Inc., our platinum sponsors, Carpenters and Allied Workers Local 27, and of course, our silver sponsors, Cardinal Funeral Homes, For Reoccur Family, IC Savings, Liuna OPD Council, LiUNA Local 183, the Regional Insurance Services, Scotiabank, Vieira and Associates. Thank you all for your support. Now, I'd like to turn it over to Melissa, our event co-chair, who will share a few words with you. Melissa has been serving on the board in various capacities since 2016. She is also the chair of the FPCBP Essay Contest. She has volunteered for a number of other local charities. She is well known in the Portuguese community and recently became a mom. Melissa, over to you.
Sorry about that. Hi, everyone. Good evening, and thank you for participating in the 15th Annual International Women's Day virtual event. This event was started by past President Lena Barreto 15 years ago to celebrate and promote the professional achievement of women in our Luso community. The FPCP, since its beginning, was mainly led by men, but since then, women have taken on the role of president. Some of these ladies here tonight, they include first female president Nelly Pedro, Ana Bailão, Lena Barreto, Cristina Martins, Michelle George, Eduardo Souza Lau, and our current president, Ana Maria Faria. With this year's theme, Break the Bias, these women and everyone here tonight are examples of women breaking those barriers and stereotypes and inspiring other women to take leadership roles as well. This evening, we would like to thank our corporate and event sponsors for the continuous support. But most of all, I want to thank each and every one of you. With your support, we achieved our goal and we have raised enough funds for FBCPP Scholarship Award to a deserving female Luso-Canadian student. So congratulations to us all. And thank you, and I hope you enjoyed tonight's event.
Thank you, Melissa. Now it gives me great pleasure to introduce Maria de Fátima Esteves. For the past 36 years, Maria has immersed herself in philanthropy work. She has been involved in various charities, including Adopt a Family, Annual Tour Drive, the Walkathon of Hope, Portrait of a Teenager, and Breakfast with Santa Foundation, just to name a few. Breakfast with Santa Foundation is near and dear to her heart. Maria created the charity 28 years ago, and to date has helped to bring Christmas to thousands of children by providing them with nutritious meals and toys. She is currently the chair of Portugal Portuguese Heritage Inc., a not-for-profit corporation which is dedicated to bringing Portuguese culture to the forefront to Canadian societies. It gives me pleasure to share that both these charities are also members of the FPCBP. Maria has been recognized for her commitment, dedication, and contribution to society. She has won various awards, including Flair Magazine Volunteer Award, Women on the Move Volunteer Award, and the Cultural Heritage Award. She has self-published children's books, as well as a cookbook entitled Portugal at Your Table. In addition to recipes, the cookbook includes tidbits of Portuguese tradition and history. Maria de Fátima was born in Portugal. She is a wife, a loving mother of a beautiful daughter. Maria has been battling lupus for most of her life, all while holding on various positions in banking, medical, government sector, and as an entrepreneur. Ladies and gentlemen, we will hear more about Maria's story in the latter part of this virtual presentation. But first, let's enjoy a cooking demo with our honored guest, Maria de Fátima. Thank you.
I have to unmute myself. Can you hear me now? Hi, Ana Maria. Thank you very much. Happy International Women's Day to everyone. Thank you, everybody, for joining us tonight. And I hope that you are going to enjoy a little bit of a cooking lesson and more of a demonstration, really. And I want to also thank the Federation so much for this absolutely amazing opportunity. Very honored to be here. Thank you, Eddie, and thank you, Melissa, as well, for suggesting me. And I think we'll go and start with our cooking lesson. So today we're going to cook, make polvo alligator. Just to let you know, polvo alligator, alligator means from lagare. Lagare, it's really where people used to press the olives from the olives tree, or it could also be grapes, but in this case would be the olive tree. So alligator, it's really derives, the octopus alligator derives from having done bacalhau alligator as well. So some people just love octopus, especially up in the Trás-os-Montes region in the north of Portugal, in the mainland Portugal, where this dish is very, very traditional and very appreciated. They even serve it at Christmas time. So here we go. First of all, we're going to have our octopus here. You can see it. It looks big, but it will shrink. So I've already removed, there's a little eye and the octopus here that you need to remove. I've already removed it. This is all already very well washed. And what we're going to do, I have a pot of boiling water, rolling boiling water, obviously, and we're going to shock this little fellow in. 1, 2, 3. This helps to basically tenderize even more the octopus. You have to keep an eye on the water. The water will stop boiling for a little bit. You have to wait until it starts with a rolling boil again. That's when you start to count your 50 minutes to an hour. That's how much it takes, how long it takes for the octopus. And then octopus is about 1.5 kilos of the weight. So now what we're going to do as well, I have half of an onion because this onion was very big. If you have a smaller onion, you can just do that. I'm going to add the onion. I've got 2 garlic cloves. I'm going to add to the water and leave the peel in on the onion because it gives the octopus a nice rosy color later. Then we have 2 pieces of bay leaves. Now we have our star here of the dish. It's the bouquet garni. So I have thyme, I have rosemary, and I have sage. These are the herbs that I cook mostly with. You could change them if you wanted to and use them. Instead of sage, you could put oregano if you like. So we're gonna add to the water. And we're gonna leave it there. That's how it's going to cook. Rosemary, there's a scent. There is no smell-o-vision yet, which is unfortunate because just the bouquet garni, once it hits the water, the smell of the herbs, it's amazing. It's just amazing. And if you can see, I like to dry rosemary. Rosemary is great for being an antioxidant, and it's great for your memory. So if you one day feel a little bit down, get a sprig of rosemary, smell it, and I'm telling you, your mood starts elevating. So it's great. In the meantime, while the octopus is cooking, we are going to wash potatoes. I like to do the white potatoes as opposed to the yellow potatoes. So these have been washed really well and been dried. You got to make sure that they are well dried. Now over here we have about 4 tablespoons of coarse salt. It might sound a lot, but it isn't, because it doesn't really go, not all of this salt goes into the, in the potatoes themselves. So we're going to sprinkle, I'll try to do this, sprinkle right all over to make sure that they get lots and lots of the salt. And I like to use Portuguese salt from Castro Marim. Castro Marim is in the Algarve region, in the southern part of the mainland of Portugal. It's really good. I really like it. So as you can see, there's lots of salt in there. What you're going to do is you should have turned, I should have said, turn the oven to 375 degrees, and we put it in. And let cook the your potatoes. There are about 8 potatoes there because the potatoes were bigger. So if they're small, then maybe 12. But by the magic of television, we have them already done here. So we have 12 potatoes that you can see. They're a little bit smaller than the ones that I just put in the oven. And what we're going to do is to get cutting board. And this dish is actually called polvo alagareiro com batata murro, which means with smashed potatoes. So octopus lagareiro style with a smashed potato. Basically what you do is you press the, like this. You press the potato. We usually give it a little tap, but it's hard for you guys to see here. So just make sure you don't go too hard, because then it will all come out, right? So we're going to do all of that. Let me see if I can put it closer here. So we're going to do all of the 12 potatoes. I'm arranging them like around the dish. This is an oven-proof dish. Because what you want is the octopus to go in the middle. So it looks a little bit better. But it's really up to you, however you want to place them. And we're almost there. Okay, so our potatoes are all in line. And this is what I've done. They're all smashed. Now it's time for us to do the octopus. Let me try to be over here. And again, magically, we have an octopus. Now, you saw how big that octopus was. This is the final product. Not that much. It shrinks quite a lot, right? So what you're going to do is you're going to cut the head, this head here. A lot of people like to eat it. I don't, but just in case somebody likes it, I put it in the dish too. So especially if you're cooking for other people than your family, your immediate family, you're going to cut all of the tentacles, separate them from the head, like this. And you're going to put them in the middle of the oven-proof dish that we're going to be putting in the oven. And this is an easy, pretty easy dish, but a lot of people like it, including myself and my family. We just absolutely love it. The octopus can take anywhere from like I mentioned, 50 to 60 minutes. You can just, with a knife or a little fork, see how tender it is. And when you see that it's tender, you don't want to overcook it. That's, you know, overcooking doesn't work. In the meantime, I have a small little pot here. And I already put 2 cups of good olive oil. We need 4 cups of very good olive oil. And I like to use Oliveira da Serra. I usually get it at, purchase it at any Portuguese store. In Mississauga, we go to Tavora. So anyway, so here's my, my olive oil. You might think, my gosh, that's a heck of a lot of olive oil. Not really, because the potatoes are going to absorb a lot of them. Don't forget, I don't know about you guys, but I love to dip the Portuguese bread in that sauce. And you just, oh, it's great. So I like it. What we're going to do too here is we have 1 bay leaf. We're going to add to the olive oil. And we have 8 garlic cloves with the peel. So just press them a little bit and put them in to the olive oil. And you're going to let this, not going to boil or anything like that. You're just going to let it be medium. Okay, there it is here. Medium heat, and you just, what you're doing is you're infusing the oil with that wonderful, wonderful smell and taste of the garlic. And garlic is so good for you. It's an antifungal, it's an antioxidant, and all of the herbs that are there are have antioxidants. They've got, the sage has vitamin A, vitamin C, vitamin K, and like I'm telling you, the odor, once it's just absolutely amazing. So I'm going to tell you in the meantime, because that takes about 3 minutes to infuse the oil. I already have some chopped parsley. Myself, I love the cilantro, but a lot of people, it's something, a taste that has to be developed. So, you know, I prefer to, when I don't know if somebody really likes the cilantro, I do the parsley, because you can't go wrong with it. So the parsley is going to go right at the end, just before we serve it. And it's going to be really looking good, because if you see, you've got the potatoes, the color of the potatoes, then you've got the color, the rosy color of the octopus, and then you've got the nice green. And even the parsley smells so nice too. So I also have olives. We couldn't pass without the olives. Some of them are going to go on top as well once it's done, once it's cooked, and then the rest go on the table so that the pits can go in here, you know how it is. I also made a nice simple garden salad to go with our meal. And I'll just have to dress it a little bit later. You don't want to dress the salad too early, or else it kind of cooks, right? Because the way I dress the salad is very simple, very Portuguese-like. A little bit of good olive oil and a little bit of vinegar. I like the rice vinegar, but you could use whatever vinegar you like. And a little bit of salt, toss it up. And you know, in Portugal, there's a saying, the salad should be tossed by 2 people, a blind person and a crazy person. Blind because you want to put lots of ingredients in there, and the blind and the crazy because you just gotta, you know, toss it all up, right? So there you go, a little bit. So this is infused now. And I wish I could give you the smell. It's so good. You're going to pour it all over the potatoes, garlic and all. Don't worry about the garlic being there, on the contrary. Then this is what it's going to look like. Okay? But don't forget all of this olive oil. That's why it's called alagareiro, just like the lagar, just where the olives get pressed and all that. And the olive oil, one of the best olive oils in Portugal is from up north, Trás-os-Montes. They have great oliveiras. So now we're going to put this in an oven at 375. And it's going to take about 10 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes. I'll take these out. And there you go. That's it. And then after that, basically what you do, take it out. You should serve it immediately, really. It's a dish that you really have to, yeah, it should be, it should be done right away. It should be eaten right away. But that's it, ladies and gentlemen. That's pretty easy, but it's very delicious, very delicious. You have any questions? So when we come back for the questions and answers, I'll have the table set up, and of course, I like to have a theme. And since today is the Portuguese theme, it's going to be a Portuguese style table.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Now we'll turn it over to Eddie and Melissa, who will say a few more words and I believe raffle prizes. Turn it off.
Sorry, I have baby brain. I just had a baby, so I'm sorry about that. So we're gonna start the raffle. We're gonna start with the beaded necklace that was sponsored to us by Big Hoops and Beads, and Eddie's gonna show that quickly to everybody. So.
Can you see it?
Perfect.
There's a little bit of a glare from the computer, but.
So I have everyone's door prize name in here. Oh, I'm just gonna mix it all up together. And the winner is Tanya Barrera. Tanya, so we will get in contact with the winners after tonight's event about how to get the prize. So that is Tanya. Congratulations. So now we're going to go back to Eddie and she's going to show the bracelet that is next up. Good. Beautiful. And I will mix these. And the winner is Michelle George. And next up, we have a spot kit. So that,
You said the spot kit, right?
yes.
Okay, good. Just checking.
So we have a spot kit. Beautiful. And I will pick out a winner. Alicia Bond. Congratulations. Next up, we have a bottle of ice wine. Eduardo. Beautiful. All right, I will pick out a name. Celia da Silva. 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 Next, we have a bottle of Porto wine, a white Porto. I will put it in. Gloria Cuhea. Next up, we have a pair of earrings, silver earrings. They're very beautiful from Loro Jewelry. Lucilia Simaj. And then the last prize, we have a beaded bracelet also from Loro Jewelry. That is Christina Martins. Perfect. So congratulations to the winners. We will contact you right after the event about that. And then we also have a giveaway for a signed copy of Maria's book that Eddie will show. And what I did was every attendee, so every attendee's name was put into the draw for this one as a door prize. So I'm gonna just Christina Martins again. Oh, wow. There you go. Thank you so much, ladies, for helping us.
Wow, congratulations. Those are wonderful prizes. Thank you to all of our donors, sponsors who provided us with such lovely gifts for tonight's event. Also want to congratulate Tanya, Michelle, Felicia, Cecilia, Gloria, Lucia, and of course, Christina Martins for all for winning tonight's prizes. Enjoy, ladies. As mentioned earlier, proceeds from tonight's event and all of the door prize ticket sales will go to support a scholarship award that will be presented to a female Luso-Canadian student at our upcoming gala on Saturday, May the 28th. I hope that you will be able to join us at our annual gala. Tickets will go on sale shortly and can be purchased online via our website at fpcbp.com. Your contributions this evening will also help to support the Federation's mission and activities, including webinars and events like these. So thank you all very, very much. And now, before we move on to the next segment of our evening, I am proud to introduce this lovely lady and, of course, fellow board member, Eduarda Lee Souza Lau. She first joined the Federation in 2016 and served as president from 2018 to 2021. She is currently past president and chair of the Business Development Committee. She's a mover and a shaker of hope and kindness, an advocate and a volunteer outreach coordinator. She has a zest for life and paying it forward. Born in New York, proud of her Portuguese-Italian heritage, Eduarda is a mom with a mission, living in Toronto with her husband, Larry, and her two sons. Please join me in welcoming Eduarda, who will lead the discussion with Maria. Eduarda, the floor is now yours.
Ana Maria, thank you so much for that introduction. That's awesome, and congratulations to you, Ana Maria. And I would also like to thank the Women's Day Committee for all of their hard work. Good evening, everyone, and welcome. Happy International Women's Day. Feliz Dia da Mulher. If the audience has any questions that they would like to ask our guest speaker, please remember to type them in the chat, and we will address as many as we can afterwards, time permitting. Before I begin the Q&A session, I am prompted to share a quote by Rachel S. Gray. She believed she could, so she did. Today we celebrate International Women's Day, and we are here to support one another and above all, to adjust one another's crown. When a woman is truly making a difference and positively impacting the lives of others, I truly believe it is important to share this with other women. It is truly an honor and a pleasure to chat with you, Maria de Fatima Esteves, and to let our audience learn more about your life journey. To honor you and your family, we welcome you, Dona Maria de Fatima de Almada Saldanha e Quadros, from the House of Bragança, a direct descendant of Don Afonso Henrique, the first king of Portugal. So can you please now tell us a little bit more about yourself, your family, including your journey from Portugal to Canada? Thank you.
Okay. Sorry about that. Now? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So the table is set and the food is done. We'll eat later. Okay. Eduarda, did you want to ask me questions?
I'll ask you again then. Can you please tell us a little bit more about yourself, your family, including your journey from Portugal to Canada?
Okay, so I'm 66 years old. I'm married to a wonderful man. We have a beautiful daughter. And I came to from Portugal to Canada when I was 13 years old. It was a story that was different, really different from most people. Most people, as families, come over because they want a better life. They want to have more material things, a better life overall. With us, it was totally different. We were from a very well-to-do family, but with its struggles with mental illness and struggles with the tyranny of a fascist regime at that time. Because of our ancestry, what we had to go through. So my father got really tired of it, did not want to put himself through, mostly himself through it. And I was being groomed to take on the family ancestry positions. And one day my father went to France and he called my mom and us and he said, you know what, I'm not going back to Portugal. We've got two choices. You can either come and join me, three choices actually. Come and join me in France, go to Cabo Verde, which at that time was a colony of Portugal, and or we can go to Canada. So Maria Fatima said, hell yeah, I'm not going anywhere but Canada. I saw that this is a wonderful opportunity for me to break away from what was expected of me, regardless if I wanted it or not, to carry on with something that I necessarily wasn't. It was in my blood, but maybe not at that time. I thought maybe not in my soul. And we came to Canada, but the journey was tough. The journey was very tough. I came to Canada. I was bilingual, not in English, but French. I thought that Canada, we were told Canada is bilingual, English and French. I said, okay, well, I don't know too much English because what one do we feel like in high school? English wasn't really given at that time. It was all French. So when I came over the first day I was here, My mom told me to go to the store, which is the corner store, owned by an Italian lady and Italian family, and to go for bread and milk and whatever. So speaking in French. And the lady just looks at me like, I don't know what in the name of heaven you're saying to me. I ran home crying. I said, I want to go back to Portugal. So it was tough. It was tough. And we didn't come to Toronto. We lived in Agincourt, which at that time was way out in the Boondocks. And yeah, it was tough. There weren't too many Portuguese around at all. So I had to be basically integrated in Canadian society, for survival, basically. That was about it.
Thank you, Maria de Fatima. How has your Portuguese heritage influenced your success as an entrepreneur and in being a philanthropist?
As an entrepreneur, it was more from my mother's side. She, again, she had a lot of dreams. She had a lot of goals. And because of this stigma, especially in those days, 1960s and 1970s, she was never allowed to soar. She was never allowed to try. She was never allowed to do anything. So she had a golden heart. So she always helped those that were less fortunate than us. So that from the entrepreneurship part of it, she eventually became a hairdresser, and she had her own business. So I think that comes from that side of the family. The philanthropy, it comes also from my father's side. And I think it was really the call of the ancestry that I belong to. Throughout the ages, we were always groomed, or we were always expected to take care of the ones that were less fortunate than we were. So I think it comes from that.
That's wonderful, Maria de Fatima. And definitely with your roots and your legacy, you're still making a difference, and you have to be applauded and commended for that, especially to recognize that today on Women's International Day. So congratulations for that.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You are involved and have founded a number of charities. Why is giving back so important to you? I know you briefly mentioned it, but can you just elaborate on that, please?
Yeah, my journey really started when I was diagnosed with lupus. And I now say, and I've been saying for a number of years, it was a blessing in disguise. Being diagnosed with lupus and being told, well, you can't work. You're not, you're going to have to wait. Somebody's going to have to look after you. Your husband has to look after you, or your family has to look after you. You basically can't do anything. If you want to live, you can't do anything. And I didn't take that. I'm married to a wonderful man who has always encouraged me. He's basically the wind under, beneath my wings. He's always encouraged me. He puts up with a lot of things. So, but I said, no, there's a reason. There's a reason for everything. And I believe there's a reason for everything in life. And I said, no, I can give. What can I give? And after a long, maybe about 2-3 months, reaching inward, thinking, and I said, I know what my life mission is. I love kids. I've seen kids that have gone without, so many families. That's my life. That's my life mission. And I'm going to do it. I'm going to prove everybody wrong. I'm going to take care of myself. and I'm going to do it. I'm going to soar. I can make a difference in people's lives, especially children, because I always, a really dream of mine was always to be a mom, so, and there's always the nurturing part from my ancestry as well. We were always nurturers. So, yeah, I think that's what it was. The turning point where I said, no, nobody's going to tell me I can't do it. And God put this in my path because there's a reason. I'm going to find a reason. I found a reason. Hey, here I am.
Donna Maria de Fatima, we're here to celebrate you. And you know what? As I said, she believed she could, so she did. So congratulations to you. That's amazing. And all that you do, because I do know you, I've met you a long time ago, and you are very humble. And the humility of what you do and how you pay it forward, and how you it's selfless and what you do for others. It's amazing. And I think that our community should know, and I say we have a tribe of women warriors who just do whatever it is that we just do. So I just wanted to commend you once again.
Thank you.
You're welcome. We know that you wrote a cookbook about Portuguese cuisine. What inspired you to do so?
I love to cook. I always love to cook. I think cooking is giving a little bit of yourself, and with love. Portuguese, we're well known to enjoy our food, and really sharing a meal with your friends, with your family. It's really a social event. So I wanted to put all my love into it. I started cooking more and more and more and more. And then my husband would say, why don't you put it in a cookbook? And I said, well, who would want to? Well, nobody would. I mean, that's just my cooking. No, you should. And my daughter, as she was growing up, Mom, one day when I have my own place and whatever, how am I supposed to do the cooking? Why don't you put it in a cookbook? Okay. Then our friends, the same thing. Listen, put it in a cookbook. And I said, hey, wait a minute. There's too many people telling me to put it in a cookbook. I'm going to do it. That was basically the reason why. And of course, because of my love of Portugal, I love traditions. I love the history. I was always mesmerized by all the stories and all the customs that the older people would tell me. And I could stay like hours on end, just listening, just searching, researching. And the more I did, the more in love with Portugal I became. So that was part of a little bit of my love for Portugal too.
That's wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing that. And we have also, as we celebrate this year's International Women's Day theme, which is #BreakTheBias, a gender equal world. As a woman, are there any obstacles where you face gender bias, stereotypes, and discrimination? And if so, what are they and how did you overcome them?
Right now, I don't feel I do, because I think I've established who I am and what my boundaries are, and that I am not going to be putting up with that kind of behavior. Let's put it that way. But I did, especially when I was younger. Maybe it's my gray hair now and people listen to me more. I don't know. But I did. One of the examples is what I've just mentioned before with my lupus. When the doctors, I would go to the doctors and say, I'm doing this. Oh, no, you can't do that. And I said, why can't you do it? Right. And also throughout my life, in the work that I've done with, in the banking field and stuff, the jobs that I would get were really not what I should have gotten. Why? Because there was another gentleman that was there, and he was the gentleman. So he got the promotion. He got the opportunity to develop, the opportunity to accelerate and whatever. So yeah, I did. How did I do it? I tried not to take it on a personal level. I excuse it to myself as ignorance, basically. And I tried to understand where it was coming from. And I tried to learn a little bit more about whoever was discriminating against me, and try to, then again, going back to my roots of, hundreds of years, conquering the person. That's how basically I did it, really.
Thank you, Donna Maria de Fatima. And just going back, just a side note, we can say this because we're all women and we're here. It's not called gray, it's called wisdom white. Ladies, don't forget that wisdom white. Okay. It looks like we have a little bit more time. And if I get the okay from my the co-chairs, and I think they're not in their head, we can take some questions from the chat. And if there are any additional questions, perhaps we can bring them over to our social networking afterwards. One of the questions that is here is from, if I may say, who our guest is, it's Sandra Muniz asks, Maria, hello, Sandra, thank you for posting your question. Maria, you are so giving of your time to others. What is your advice to keep time for yourself while ensuring your family is taken care of, which I know they were, while still contributing to society and being a professional woman in business? Thank you for the question, Sandra.
Thank you, Sandra. And hi, I know Sandra. I've met her and we work together. Basically, I have a lot of energy, and I made sure that my family is taken care of, whenever it was needed. And I did a lot of late nights and early mornings. So just to make sure that everything got done. And I love giving. I love to see people. That's what makes me happy, to see someone happy, to see someone that with a smile. So to me, that was incentive enough, and that gave me strength. And so I went many years with 4.5 hours sleep, basically. But to me, it was okay. It was fine, because that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to make sure that I wanted to do everything that I wanted to do, everything, making sure that my family was taken care of. And there was always time for me. There was always time for somebody else.
Thank you. I'm going to combine two questions. I know before you responded briefly in one of the questions, but I have Tanya Vieta asked, it's going to be two-part. What made you start your charity, which I know you briefly touched on earlier. And then there's another question, which is also, please tell us more about your charity Breakfast with Santa.
Okay, what made me start Breakfast with Santa Foundation? It started as Breakfast with Santa only. And it was around the time that I was diagnosed with lupus, and when I was soul searching. And I said, what's important to you, Maria de Fatima? And my family, obviously, children. And I started volunteering with Shelter for Abused Women. I know everything about abused women because my mother was an abused woman. So I started seeing the children, the number of children, the families that were not able to give children the necessities of life. Some weren't giving the love that they should be giving to the kids. And some couldn't afford giving them a Christmas. And to me, Christmas is very, very important because God has been very, very good to me, my family. He's blessed me. And I I think that's what God wanted me to do in life. I think that was my life purpose, like I mentioned. So I said, God, please, just give me a little hint. And I did, which I won't go through it here now because it's too long. But I wanted to give the kids the happiness that they didn't have at Christmas time. I wanted them to have the attention. I wanted them to have the good, nutritious food. I wanted them to have the toys and Santa. And I'm a dreamer, so I believe in dreams. I wanted the kids to continue to dream. I didn't want them to grow up too fast. So I started Breakfast with Santa, very small, hosting 5 families with my husband and 3 other friends of ours. And we on Christmas Day, we actually cooked, and we had Santa, and we had presents, and just the happiness of those children, just seeing their eyes glow. I said, yep, I'm going ahead. So years and years and years later, 2000, somebody told me, when a man, unfortunately, no, you will never be able to become a charity. I said, no, I'll show you. It took, usually at that time in 2000, when we became a registered charity, it was supposed to have taken anywhere from 6 months to 9 months to get your charity if you were going to do it. I did it in less than 1 month. From there on, I have a lot of people, a lot of elves that have helped along the way. Without them, I can't do it. I can have the dream, but if I don't have the dreamers too that believe in my dream and they want to help me achieve it, I won't be able to do it either. So I've been very fortunate with our board, our directors, our board of directors, our volunteers, our supporters, our sponsors. The belief that they have in me and in the work we do, it makes it all possible, really. And that's how it was, how it started.
Thank you so much for that. Just to further, there's a question from Sandra DaCosta, who is talking about Breakfast with Santa Foundation. How can individuals get involved?
Well, we have a website. It's called breakfastwithsantafoundation.ca. We now, not only do we do Christmas, but we have programs year round. One of which is a snack at a time, where we go to, we supply nutritious snacks / lunches to kids in schools. We have Coats for Kids campaign. So we supply new and very gently used coats to children who, many of them go to school, unfortunately, and now it's getting even worse. It's got worse with the COVID and what we're going through. They go with spring jackets in the winter, no socks. Incredible. You would think that in this day and age, things like that, it happens quite a lot. So we step in. In September, we have the backpack for kids. So we have a campaign that supplies backpacks filled with wonderful supplies that the kids need. So we also donate them to schools and whoever is in need. And yeah, so those are, and then of course we have the Christmas, the morning with Santa Christmas breakfast. And this year we started a baby layette program, which I named in honor of my mom. It's called Ilda's Baby Layette program, where we have everything that that a family would need when they bring the baby home, and if they can't, they don't have the means to have whatever it is, diapers, little clothes, and blankets, quilts, everything. We have it, and we donate to the family.
Thank you for that.
So, yeah.
No, go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
So if you go to our website, or then you can just contact me too. Send me an email, and we're always looking for wonderful people to volunteer. And there's always something. And somebody might look and say, "Wow, I don't know about this." There's always something that you can do. So just let me know, or if not me, then one of our wonderful team members, and believe me, we'll find you something.
Thank you. We have another question from Michelle George, and she mentions you gave us a lot of information about nutrition as you were cooking, and you do a lot of work with children. So what advice do you have on how to promote health eating amongst the youth? Great question, Michelle.
Yeah, it is. I think it starts all in schools. A lot of the programs that some of the schools have, it's just filling their little bellies. We have to, in school, make sure that we actually had 2 years ago, before COVID, we had salad days. So what we did is we would go to the schools, or at that time it was only 2 schools, and one day out of the month, we supplied everything to make a salad, and we'd get the kids down, the older kids, and show them how to make a salad. What was the salad good for? What was all of the ingredients? What the nutrition was and stuff. And then that was their lunch that day, and they would bring a little container where they'd fill it up and take it to the younger ones. So programs like that need to start in school. And also, I would have loved to see our federal government implement, let's put it this way, or suggest that people, families that are receiving assistance from the government, take a course in nutrition and in cooking because you can still have nutrition and be inexpensive if you know how to do it. So you need to show the moms and the dads and the kids how to cook for themselves. Why should you have this, and what is this good for, and whatever. Empower them. Yeah, I think that's one of at least two ways to do it.
Thank you for that. I just wanted I just noticed there's another question here, just try to get in another 2 or 3 more questions. Because you were just mentioning about volunteering. Tanya Vieta asked, can students in high school volunteer and earn hours towards university?
Absolutely. Absolutely. We have a lot. We've had, well, because of COVID, not in the last almost 2 years now, but yeah, we've had a lot of students. And if you go to our website and you see our pictures, especially Christmas, at Christmas time, you see all the elves. They're all students, high school students. And then we have actually students coming back once they finish university, and they continue to, throughout university, continue to volunteer. And then afterwards they come back. Yeah.
Thank you for that. There's a question from Margaret Binns. What do you do to refill your own tank?
Dream. I'm a dreamer. If I can dream something, that fuels me and say, yeah, I can see that happening. I don't care if it's something that somebody thinks, oh my goodness, that, that's a fairy tale like. There's no such a thing as fairy tale like. You know, reality is what you want it. Reality to me is a dream that was dreamt. And if you really believe in it, you'll make it happen. So that fuels me. That excitement that says, yeah, I can see it. I can see it being done. Let's go. And that's how it is.
Thank you for that. You know, you can dream, but a dream without a plan is only a dream. So congratulations to you. And you know what? We are a tribe of warriors, like I said before. Yeah. And you today, because it's Women's International Day, and given your lineage and all that you do, you are our queen. So this is our queendom. Oh. And you are given that invisible crown. And we're all here just to celebrate you and everyone else. So congratulations for all that you do and all the work that you do. And you're giving, you know, selflessly. I was just checking to see if there are any other additional questions. A lot of them were to do where you can find the book. And I think that some of our members have posted in the chat, and probably will let you know after where one can volunteer as well as purchase your book. Margaret Binns asked, Maria, is the octopus in the oven ready? We're hungry. Can we come over?
I would love to be able to invite you all over. The octopus is ready. My family and I will be enjoying it. And maybe one day, sooner rather than later, we can do something where I'll cook for all of you and we can sit down, all of us, and just enjoy it.
Absolutely. We have, I know that we still have a little bit of time, but I think we'll just ask the last, okay, question. Melissa asked this, what's next for you? Because busy is not on your calendar. You just keep doing, you're renegade. So what's next for yourself?
Well, next is Portugal Portuguese Heritage Inc. We just founded it, we meaning myself and Eddie. The idea came from two wonderful sisters of the heart talking over many coffees, long coffees, 1, 2, 3 hour coffees. And we're saying, wait a minute, we have a passion for our culture, for our heritage. Why is it that we live in Mississauga? Why is it that everybody's culture is being comes to the forefront at Celebration Square? And Portugal has never done that. We just looked at each other and we knew what we were thinking. We said, let's do it. And we did. We've incorporated Portugal Portuguese Heritage Inc. And we're on our way. The first annual, if I may say it, if Eddie doesn't mind me saying it, September 10th, 2022, Portugal Fest at Celebration Square. Yes, we're bringing our heritage to the forefront. And that just empowers me like incredible. It's an incredible feeling to be able to put Portugal where it should be.
That's amazing. Thank you so much for that, and congratulations. We have a lot of awesome comments for, just so many comments for you, Donna Maria de Fatima. Will shorten your name. I just had to say yes. That, that, because that's conversations we've had back and forth. Listen, it's honoring you, okay? For yes, all that you do, you still remain humble. You've got a golden heart and you're an incredible woman.
Thank you.
And you're bringing your heritage to the forefront. Love it. There's so many wonderful comments, and I know that individuals after would probably share that with you afterwards. And we have a comment. You are such an inspiration, and someone to defiantly look up to. That's true. That's wonderful. So I know that we have a little bit more time left, unless the co-chairs want to, I'm getting the thumbs up. So I'm going to ask you one last question and we're moving on.
Okay.
To wrap up the Q&A, can I call you Reina? No, Donna Maria de Fatima. What final words would you like to share with us this evening to celebrate International Women's Day?
Well, first of all, I want to once again thank the Federation, all of the ladies. Thank you, Anna Maria, Eddie, Melissa, everyone at the Federation for this wonderful opportunity. And for everyone who has joined us. I want everybody to dream. I want you ladies to dream. I want you ladies to know that you've got wings. We all have guardian angels that are there. All you have to do is believe in yourself, and don't ever think that your achievements are small. There's no small achievement. Every achievement makes a difference in life, a difference in someone's life that many times you will never know, but it will be there. So don't shortchange yourself. You're wonderful. You have the strength. You're a woman. Go for it.
Thank you so much. Listen, it's been truly an honor to be here chatting with you and to learn more about your history and about your family and all that you do and all that you will continue to do. So thank you, obrigada. Heartfelt thank you on my behalf. And you know what? Just keep doing. And like you said many poignant words that when you shared your dream, there were individuals who perhaps didn't think you can achieve it. You know what? Just step aside and I'll show you what I can do. So you know what? She believed, she could, so she did. So thank you very much. Obrigada. Happy International Women's Day to everyone. And now I pass this over to my dear colleague, Eddie Suleiman, co-chair of the Women's International Day event. Over to you, Eddie.
Thank you, Eduardo, for the introduction. Maria, we can't thank you enough for being part of this event today. As I say in Portuguese, muito obrigada por teres passado este tempo com nós. And on behalf of the Federation, more specifically the International Women's Day Event Committee, we would like you to, at this time, please open up your token of our appreciation that was dropped off for you earlier today.
And thank you for dropping it off. Look, this is beautiful. It looks beautiful. And Eddie, you must have wrapped it. It's in blue.
Dead giveaway?
Thank you so much. It wasn't necessary, but thank you. Oh my gosh. Wow. This is great. You know what it is? It looks like os lencinhos dos namorados.
That's exactly what it is.
Oh, this is absolutely amazing. I love it. Thank you so much.
So glad. Thanks again, Maria. Enjoy.
Thank you.
And now I'll pass, you're very welcome. And now I'll pass all of us on to our president, Ana Maria.
Thank you very much, Eddie, and thank you all again for joining us. This evening, we have all been reminded that all women and all girls deserve a gender equal world, a world that is diverse, equitable, and inclusive, a world where difference is valued and celebrated, and that we are all responsible for our thoughts and our actions all day and every day. We can break the bias in our communities and in our workplaces. And as Maria said, we need to believe in ourselves every day. Happy International Women's Day. Give yourself some time to enjoy all that you have achieved. Thank you to all the men as well who have supported us and continue to encourage us to be our best selves. Thank you all for your attention this evening. But before we leave you, I want to extend a heartfelt gratitude to Maria de Fatima once again for joining us this evening and sharing her time and talents with us and her beautiful life journey. Thank you to Melissa, Eddie, Eduardo, and the entire IW committee members for coordinating tonight's event. I also want to express my sincere appreciation to former President Lena Barreto for her foresight and her leadership 15 years ago as she launched the FPCBP IWD event. And thank you to Royal Bank for sponsoring tonight's event. I want to thank our corporate sponsors once again for their unwavering support and leadership in our community. Thank you to tonight's business community for their financial contributions as well. And a special thanks to Uzo Networks, our IT supporter. And thank you to all those individuals and companies who generously donated gifts for tonight's event. As part of the IWD celebrations, our March FPCBP Speaker Series will be held on March the 30th. The focus of the 2022 International Women's Day theme will also be Break the Bias, and we will have 2 female Luso-Canadians who will share their experiences in breaking the bias. Tonight, I'm very pleased to share some news. Bernadette Fernandez, who is the founder and CEO, the Veranda Network in St. John's, New Brunswick, was recently awarded the 22 recipient of the Atlantic Canada's top 25 most powerful women in business today. We also have our panelist, Annabella Taborda, our branch manager, IC Savings, and chairperson of the Little Portugal BIA. And in 2018, she was the recipient of the Sir James Woods Award for Community Development. Please welcome these women on March the 30th for our FPCBP Speaker Series. Stay tuned for more information and for registration details to follow. Now, ladies and gentlemen, please join us for a networking hour. Your audio will be unmuted, and we will continue our conversation with Maria and one another. Grab yourself a drink and let's cheer and celebrate this day together. Feliz Dia da Mulher para vocês todos. Obrigado pela vossa atenção. Boa noite.